Hello, this is Chris, and I'm going to discuss breaking the gender gap within the United States military. Gender inequality within the Department of Defense is a thing of the not-so-distant past. Barriers continue to be broken each year as the very last career fields have opened up to all, regardless of gender. In 2013, the Secretary of Defense eliminated the direct ground combat and assignment rule, which had been in place since 1994, which only allowed women to serve in combat support capacities. This elimination opened the door to all direct combat positions to women, with each service having a say in how it will be implemented. However, in December 2015, the Secretary of Defense made one more step and made the decision for all services that all positions will be open to women, eliminating each service's say in the process. This now opens up approximately a quarter of a million new positions to women that weren't available prior to this. Women's performance on the battlefield over the last 10 years has not only been exemplary, it has helped foster access to new positions on job specialties, such as female engagement teams and cultural support teams with assignments to ranger elements and special operational detachments. A major milestone occurred in the summer of 2015 when the first 2 women graduated from the U.S. Army Ranger School out of the first class of 20 women. The graduation rate was slightly lower than their male cohort graduation rate, which started with more than 200 men, but this gap will close in the future as more women attend this course. This course is the ultimate leadership training test for combat arms officers and enlisted members. This decision created a lot of controversy within itself. However, having graduated Ranger School, I have no issue with it, and all those that I know who have attended do not either. However, there are those who have not attended or completed or from generations of the past that have negative comments about it. The key facet was the standard did not change. They are, as they always have been, one standard to which all are held regardless of age or military specialty. The Ranger philosophy is now moving into the Army in broader terms. Standards are currently being based and tested upon the job and not gender and age. After all, you are only as fast as the slowest person and as strong as the weakest person. Different standards for the same job create problems and could potentially produce casualties in combat with having different standards. I believe this is the right approach, as we are all the same, with no one better than the other. Some have different tools in their kit bag than others, but ultimately we are all the same. The last barriers to gender will come down as women ultimately pass the extremely intensive and competitive assessment and selection courses within the special operations community. The doors are now open for women to compete for these positions. The first woman to complete the U.S. Marine Corps Special Operations Selection Assessment course recently occurred this year. There are currently serving women within the infantry and armor units in both the enlisted and commissioned ranks and excelling in these capacities. In addition to combat arms positions, the general officer ranks are now being populated now with more women than ever before. From 2016 to May of 2018, a female 4-star general, General Lori Robertson, commanded the U.S. Northern Command, making her one of the highest-ranking military officers within the Department of Defense and the first woman to command a major unified combatant command. It has taken a couple of decades to shatter the old male-dominated military with a gender-neutral military in the making. However, there is still room for improvement. There is no place within the United States military or our society for double standards based upon gender. Expectations are for the position, not whether it is a male or female who occupies it. As we continue down the road to gender neutrality, the Ranger philosophy should be the direction, one standard for all. After all, the task is the same whether a man or woman accomplishes it. The pay in the military is the same, the job is the same. There is no room for gender barriers within our military. We have made huge gains for the positive, and as time continues, we will ultimately have a completely gender-neutral military.